one, as well as Sellers Forever. Wholesale changes to the West Indies side. Antonio Gibbons, Gio Henry, Atkins, LaRose, Butts, Clark. Devin Woodside makes his first appearance for the West Indies.
David will be fine.
Joe.
Yeah. We'll be fine. Okay, let's go.
West Indies really going about their business here today, Brian. Sorry, Matt.
West Indies is going to have to do some very good tackling if they want to avoid a giant scoreline here. The key here for them is to win the possession if they can, to take this ball off kickoffs. That was the problem Scotland had earlier in the game.
Well, wait just a second.
First phase ball. If West Indies can do that, they'll at least keep the scoreline respectable.
Referee, Danny Teagat from the United States. William Ryder gets us underway for this match between Fiji and the West Indies.
Backwards!
Fiji controlling possession. Naba, big push off. It's simple stuff. I must say, Matt, if the defense doesn't hold a little better than that, things could get very ugly very quickly.
Well, Naba just broke through a tackle right there, and there was not even hardly any resistance there, Ray. This was one of those things that we talked about. If the West Indians don't get onto the tackle, they're going to have problems, and this is exactly what we're speaking of. Right through the middle, just a handoff right to the noggin.
Yeah, Gio Henry, you must tackle low against the Fijians to have any opportunity in this game. The conversion was unsuccessful from William Ryder, so Fiji begin the game 5-0 over the West Indies.
The good thing is they get another chance to take the kickoff.
That's true. Restart, an absolutely crucial area. Team scoring gets the kickoff. And once again, the Fijians control that kickoff. It comes wide. Better defense here, but he shrugs off the tackle. Kakao going, pops it away, it goes into touch. And they go quickly. Gio Henry spins it out a little wide. Still in the defense. The ball pops back. Going to have to do a better job there. Holding onto the ball there, clearly signaled by the referee. Quick ball. Sasemi now right under the post. Just quick ball, quick tap.
West Indies tried to do something by throwing the ball quick there, like the initiative. Again, they couldn't control the ball, but eventually what that leads to is yet another Fiji score, an easy conversion.
Well, you look at the mismatch between these two teams. Fiji on one hand, this is their national sport. This is what every Fijian youngster wants to play. He wants to play sevens for their country. Whereas the West Indies, they're made up of players from different islands, different areas. This is the only rugby event where they come together for. It's the sevens. It's a tough wicket.
Well, it's always going to be tough when you have a situation where you're just coming together the week before a tournament and playing a side like Fiji where they are the best in the world.
They certainly are, and once again they go wide. Saravuna loses possession there. He had made the break, but couldn't get through that tackle. Playing advantage over. West Indies will want to maintain it, but they do not. Morogo pops it inside. Number 7, Vukago. Simple stuff, really. And it's all about the possession, isn't it?
Well, again, Luthongo with an easy try right up the middle. It's becoming one bit of possession, a turnover, and then one pass, and they score. Luthongo gets this pass. He barely even sees a West Indies player around him, jogs under the post, puts it down for another easy conversion.
As they were taking that conversion, the whole West Indian side huddled up there, and I think they just wanted to make it clear to each other that they've just got to have a better go here. They just can't give it away.
No one even contested that kickoff, right?
Sasemi Naba just took it straight on the fly. Naba clears the ruck. It goes wide. William Ryder switches play back. Vukago throws a little dummy inside ball to Nebo. Turnover there, though. West Indies will do well just to hang on possession for a little while. No advantage, though. Referee Teagarden calls it up. Joe Whipple, the coach for the West Indies, always knew he was going to be having a hard time in this game.
Rare turnover off a loose ball there by the Fijians. See if West Indies can make something out of this. Just keep the ball in hand for a little bit, get out and do some running. They get driven off of the ball in the scrum, though.
Look at the strength of the Fijian scrum. Locked on there by Amosi Vukago.
They'll get another chance to scrum down here. That was just driving right from the get-go.
Josateki Sabu, the coach for the Fijians, happy with the way things are going. Chio Henry clears the ball. They try to go to some space. The pass goes astray. There really is nothing other to do than for Simeone Saravuna to fall over the try line and score the try.
Well, that's not going to get it done. At least if they hold the ball in hand and maybe it gets turned over, that's one thing. But just throw it loosely like that. What's going to happen is they're going to see a giant score line if they keep tossing the ball like this, so that Fiji doesn't even have to do anything but fall on it in the try zone. Saravanua there, that's one of the easiest tries he'll get in this 7 series.
Yeah, it doesn't get much easier than that. And that try to Saravuna was the 100th try scored so far in the IRB series this season. So Fiji is well on the way to setting some new records. As if they don't have enough records already, Brownie.
Well, it's they pretty much own the record book in a lot of ways, and they're going to continue to do so when they get in these cool mismatches.
Right. The Fijians take the ball away. Ricardo pops it inside. The reality of it is, Brownie, there's a lot of handling errors by Fiji, but when you've got so much possession, things go wrong.
Well, they may be leading 24-0, but they're not looking nearly as crisp as they did in that first match against Scotland, right?
Absolutely. The mental focus right now is a little more difficult. Bit of a dummy, bit of a shimmy there. Albert LaRose made a difference to this West Indian side when he came on in the first game. They just kicked the ball in the touch, slow down play. We're into the last 5-6 seconds of this game. Referee has asked for the line out to come back, and that will probably do us for the first half. As it does, Fiji in a canter, 24 points to 0 over the West Indies.
Well, we always knew that this was going to be an easy go for Fiji, but it came right off the opening kickoff as Namba just hands off to the head and scores the first try. The next one was Naevo. Very easy try, just walking over the line and touching down. Next up was Vithongo, taking the ball out of the ruck and just dicing up the middle. One quick, easy pass to Vithongo, and the Fijians lead. West Indies having real trouble hanging on to the ball. This time a loose pass comes out. Saravanua, all he has to do is run forward, dive on the ball, and that's the fourth try for Fiji, and they take a 24-0 lead into halftime.
Pretty straightforward stuff this for Fiji. As you have a look at their finals records, they've been to 41 finals. They've had some tremendous success over the year. Nothing short of a plate or a cup final for them. And really, the Fijians, this is what it's all about for the Fijian rugby players, isn't it?
Well, they believe this, they love this. They're here to win tournaments. There's nothing less is acceptable for them. They've had a rough year so far, a couple of semi-final losses to New Zealand in Dubai and George, and then a heartbreaking final after they had rampaged through the tournament last week in Wellington when they lost to Samoa. So they're here to win today, right?
Absolutely, and they do need a win to really catch up to where South Africa and New Zealand are in the top of the table.
40 points in third place right now.
We welcome all of our foreign viewers enjoying the rugby this afternoon. Fiji leading 24-0 over the West Indies. It's the Steinlager USA Sevens. We're into the second half, and Fiji's controlling the ball. I'll tell you what, ball was held up there. West Indies went into that maul with the ball. The Fijians were able to hold them up. It'll be a Fiji scrum right on about the 40-meter line. And Matt, we've seen the Fijian scrum just drive the poor old pack from the West Indies right off the ball in many of these scrums.
Well, they're not in danger of losing it, it looks like, and now they've got a chance to spin it out wide and see what the speed can do. They've shown the power, now it's speed time.
William Ryder, absolutely brilliant. The stutter step, cuts it back inside, finds the open space under the posts. William Ryder's leading all scorers in the World Sevens this year. He extends the Fijian lead 29 points to 0, and he'll have a quick conversion.
Well, that makes it look really easy, doesn't it? When you scrum the ball, pass it out a couple of times, give it to your #1 scorer. Ryder takes it, sizes up his opposite, cuts inside him. At this point, you know he's gone because nobody's going to catch him. Sweeper comes across, but he's beaten immediately. And Ryder avoids the ankle tap and canters in for the 5th try for Fiji.
Really, that is the word right now for the Fijians. It's a canter. West Indies, they control the possession though. Get a chance with a little ball. This could be a problem because once you go wide, you don't have the support, you get isolated. West Indies, though, are able to hang on to the possession here. The ball's come back though. Sarah Vanua under the posts. And that, you know, these are tough games. These are tough games for any young side coming up through the brackets. And it really is just a learning curve for these West Indian players.
Well, it really is a different league. The Fijian players, as you say, Ray, these are guys that know this game. They play this game all the time. Sarah Vanua here, he knows where he's headed. He's just driving through barely an attempt at a tackle because they've just got him so off balance, and that's really the difference. The Fijians are playing this at a different speed than West Indies at this point.
Well, it's the size difference, too, of the Fijians. They're big, they're strong, and all of their big men are very fast.
Yeah, it's a nice combination.
It really is, especially in sevens footy. Tio Henry moves it wide. A little bit of space here. Good inside ball. West Indies showing something here. Claudius Butts down the sideline. And the West Indians are going to score their first try of the tournament. Claudius Butts, they found a little space on the blind side. I don't think the Fijians were too interested, but well done to West Indians.
Well, the Fijians looked like they did sort of lose interest there, Ray. It was one of those things where you didn't think it was going to come to much coming down the blind side. And yet, as they pushed it up, a couple of nice passes back inside, and then it was back out, and Butts was able to run down the touchline, cut across to the middle, and get on the board for West Indies. It's got to feel good to get rid of that goose egg.
Oh, absolutely. That's something Claudius can obviously tell his grandkids in Guyana, where he hails from. He scored a try against the Fijians.
I'm sure that story will be told for years and years.
William Ryder's come off the field right now, saying hello to some of the fans. His work is done in this particular game. And Fijians make another break down the sideline. Inside support, striding away. Lapani Nabulawaka under the posts. Just came onto the field for William Ryder. First touch, try time.
Well, that try was started by Vola, made the breakthrough, and then just dished back into Nabuliwanga. Nabuliwanga looks back to see if anybody's chasing him. He's all the way through. Gives his team a quick break. And they're up 45-7.
It's pretty scary, Matt, when you can come on with replacements of the class of Vola, who's got 3 tries in the first game, and Abulawaka.
Well, there's just so much talent, so much speed, and so much strength in this side that they can bring on just about anybody, and they're still going to be at the level that the West Indies are going to struggle to stop them.
Fijians just out-muscle him. Saravanova crosses for his first hat-trick of the day. 3 tries, Simeon Saravanova. And Matt Brown, it's really just a procession now.
Well, now it looks like the West Indies are tired, and that's the worst thing that you want to be against Fiji. You don't want to be tired and a little bit slower. That's not going to work. This particular try, Saravanova just picks up the ball, makes one little move, cuts it inside, and that's try time again. That loose ball is the danger time for the West Indies. Anytime that ball gets on the ground and their defense is even slightly out of alignment, the Fijians, a move here, a move there, and it's over.
You know, the Fijians and their skill levels just with the ball. The ball's just laying on the ground. They'll do a single-hand scoop. Up they go. They're at full speed. Their ability to react to the ball is just so precise. They're just now basically going through a training run right now. Morogo, inside ball. Will he get it down? Held up. Well done. Vola trying to get another try for this Fijian side, was held up though by the defense of the West Indies. Actually a good defensive effort that. Teo Henry coming across, stays pretty close to the tackle, doesn't go too far away. Number 14, Jason Clark, getting in there, preventing the ball from going to ground. So we thought.
And all for naught.
Pretty simple stuff that. All that good work. Another Fijian try. Emosia Vikago. He's been impressive in this game, Matt.
Well, Vithongo's had a nice match here, and that was just an easy pickup off the back of the scrum and dart through for another try.
That extends the score 55-7. Vikago with the attempted conversion. He misses it. Fiji in basically nothing more than a glorified training run for them. 55 points to 7. They defeat the West Indies.
Celebrating just mildly as his team comes off. Not much hard work for the Fijians here. Always going to be a victory. And they made it look easy, really, outclassing the West Indians. First try in this second half. Came off a very easy play off of a scrum all the way on the left-hand side.